Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Behind the Group podcast. I am DJ Keo.
And I am Basil Barrington, and we are back. Today is Christmas Eve, so this video may come out on Christmas, I guess, um,
Possibly Christmas
possibly,
miracle.
you know what I'm saying? But today we are reviewing Rebel Moon, Part 1, A Child of Fire. I don't know where this comes from, but IMDb gave it a 5.8.
That's
27,000
27,000
already.
views.
5.8.
Yeah. This is a highly anticipated movie,
Yeah.
and I liked and didn't like the movie. I just put it flat out right now.
Hmm.
The visuals are stunning. Like
Yeah.
the visuals are incredible. Like
Hmm.
just hands down some of the best stuff you've seen for sci-fi in a long time. Like it reminds me like a level of Dune, but this is all digital and whatever. But like visuals are good. Hands down. But like the story is just okay.
You're absolutely right. The visuals were like really, I mean, they were kind of dope. The visuals were dope. I did
Yeah.
see I did see though a lot of elements from different movies. I
Mhm.
saw a little bit of Star Wars in here. I saw,
Yes.
I mean with the way the ships were. Um I
Mhm.
saw a little bit of Foundation. If you look at the ship shapes, I saw a little bit of that
Mhm.
too. I
Mhm.
saw a little bit of his other stuff, like what was that movie, The Thieves, and all the other movies he did with the
Oh, the
bank
Army of the
robbers.
Dead.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I saw
yeah.
a little
There's
bit
like
of that
there's
too.
elements of stuff.
It's
Because
elements of
here's the
stuff,
thing
right?
though. I think it's difficult to make a sci-fi spaceship show or movie that's original. So like it's kind of hard to come up with something brand new no one's ever seen before. But like Zach has made it interesting. I will say that.
Yeah.
And this movie is more of a setup for the future universe
Hmm.
because that they're playing. Netflix is planning to expand this mofo into as many movies as they can make and TV shows, everything.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
the world is interesting. I'll say
Hmm.
that it's
Yeah,
not boring.
yeah.
Like you want to see more.
It
People who ever watch it, even if they didn't like it, they kind of want to see. Well, what else is going on over in this universe? What else is what's the home world like? What's the how did this get? Why do we get here?
Yeah.
All that kind of stuff.
It's kind of that's very interesting because when I first started watching it, it took me a little bit of time to, like I'm
Hmm.
like, oh, okay, wow, this is 2 hours and 30 minutes.
Yeah. It's like, all
I'm
right. Let's
like,
see where this
okay,
goes.
I'm
Like,
an hour in, and I'm like, oh wow, should I watch the rest of this tomorrow or what?
mhm.
I mean, that's where
Yeah,
I was,
yeah.
and I was like, well, let me get to it, and things started to pick up a little bit. I mean, it got
Ending
really
was pretty good.
ending was pretty
Ending
good.
was
It got
pretty
really
good.
good about 45, like the last 45 minutes. It
Hmm.
was really good.
Yeah,
You want
yeah.
to give a brief overview about Rebel Moon and we can get into it?
So basically, this is kind of I would say spin-off of a Star Wars movie
Mm-hmm.
because originally it was supposed to be a Star Wars movie. He pitched it, the Zack Snyder's pitched it to Star Wars, and they're like, "This is too violent for us,
Mm-hmm.
so we're gonna tone this down a little bit." And he was like, "Nah, we're gonna keep it violent." So and Netflix eventually picked it up. So basically, the story is about this girl. She used to be in the army and she fled being in the service for it because she did something bad, which we don't know about yet, but we're gonna find out next movie.
Mm-hmm.
She did something very bad and she's on the run.
Yeah.
So she found the safe space in this kind of farming planet. It's like
Yeah.
a farming moon, way on
Mm-hmm.
the edge of the galaxy. And the mother world, we caught up with her, I guess by accident, because they're looking for somebody else. They kind of stumble onto her over there, and she kind of basically starts a revolution. That's the
Basically,
bare
yeah.
bones
Mm-hmm.
basic story of it. She starts a revolution, and
Mm-hmm.
it's about to get real. Next movie is the all out war movie. Like
Yeah.
it's from top to bottom's war. So I'm excited. I want to see that. I want to see
Yeah.
what that's gonna look like.
What do you think about this model that Netflix is doing? Like they released it in the theaters, and then a day
Hmm.
later, 2 days later, it was on streaming, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
I saw it in the original premiere.
mhm.
I went to a theater to watch it.
What do you think about that
It was like
model?
our house theater.
You think that's
I like
you
it.
think that's
I because the thing
sustainable?
is though, I don't know if it's sustainable, but I like the model because I like
Hmm.
watching movies in the movie theater with the popcorn and the seats and the sound surround sound and
Hmm.
the big screen. I prefer watching movies like that versus at home. Well, it depends on what it is. But like a big action movie, I want to see that in the theater.
Yeah.
So for that kind of stuff, I do like it. I don't know if they could do it for everything, but like this is kind of a high profile movie because they have big plans for the series in the future anyway. So I think they were just kind of just showing that this is something we could do. Because the other thing too is that you can get bigger directors to come involved if you could do the movie stuff in the theater too.
Yeah, yeah.
There's a lot of directors like Netflix, I don't want to deal with that. So
Yeah,
if you can get it
Netflix is
into
throwing
a
some money
theater,
though,
just be like, yo, this is we're flexing right now.
hmm
That's great.
Yeah. So, like I said, this is a pretty long movie. This is the first of its kind, which is so cool because there were we nothing really was available in 2023, right? Nothing new really.
Hmm.
Um, and this was new, and when I first saw it, and I was like, okay, this is again, it's a slow burner. It got really interesting about 45 minutes in, and
You
then
got to go get your teammates first.
yeah,
So that's a
yeah.
good chunk of the movie.
Right, exactly. And her backstory, which was a pretty good backstory. But
Hmm.
as I was watching it, I was thinking to myself, I was like, wow, this could be something because
Yeah.
this space, the universe looks cool. I'm like, wow, they have a lot of, runway with this if they wanted to do like,
Hmm.
10 movies, 12 movies. I mean, this could be a serious universe
Hmm.
giving Marvel and also DC a run for its money. Even other sort of
Yeah.
franchises like, obviously the Expanse Foundation, stuff like that. What do you think?
Yeah, there's potential because it's brand new. Netflix and Zach's own the whole process of the movie.
Hmm
It's there, so they can do whatever they want with it. But like the fact that it's original, it's not from a book, it's not from a remake of another movie,
Right.
whatever.
hmm
I like that because you get to do whatever you want and you're free. You have
Yeah.
limitations,
hmm
and so like I'm here for it.
Yeah.
The way I looked at this movie was this movie is buckets of potential. And the
Yes.
first movie is just a setup, just letting you know this is the world. These are some
hmm
characters in the world. Yada yada yada. If you like it, just hang in there, and some more stuff is coming. That's
Yeah.
that's how I looked at it. So like,
Yep.
a
Me
lot of
too.
people there's a lot of people that liked it and hated it, and they're like, this
hmm
is not good, whatever. I looked at this as just buckets of potential,
Yeah.
and the universe is cool, spaceships are cool, action is great. So if they can
Yeah.
maintain that kind of stuff,
hmm
I'm here for it. Let's get another franchise going.
You are so right. This movie,
Mhm.
I guess it's going to be a franchise because they are coming out with like the
Yeah, that's the
Scargiver Part
plan.
2, like in April, right? So,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
the
when I
plan.
saw it, I was like, I didn't necessarily like this first part, but I was like, wow, this
Mhm.
movie, this space has a lot of potential. I mean, and this is Zack Snyder, so he's gonna
Yeah, you're
floss
going
it up.
somewhere with it. He wrote
Yeah,
it
he's
down
going
like there's a
somewhere with
plan.
it. Yeah, so
Yeah.
yeah, you're so right. This buckets of potential for this I'm sorry, Rebel
Mhm.
Moon movie and
Mhm.
franchise. Um, you know, I thought I saw Zack Snyder like in one of the crowds. You
That's
know,
possible. He does that a lot.
he does
That's
that a lot, right?
possible.
He does those little
Yeah,
like, I'm gonna
yeah.
make an appearance and make it an Easter egg, yada yada yada. It's just like,
Yeah.
really,
He
dude. I
loves the
mean,
Easter egg.
I thought I saw him. I was like, is that Zack Snyder just in a crowd? He was like in the background, just like, just looking all crazy and
Yeah,
stuff.
exactly. Just
You
just
know,
chilling.
they had a lot of different characters here.
Mhm.
The these characters, the mother world is really interesting to me. I want a backstory. I
Yes.
mean, I don't
I
know.
I would like to see the mother world. I
Right.
want to know what's going on over
I
there.
don't I don't know if they're gonna do like a Star Wars where they're gonna go back, but I want to see how
I mean,
the mother
anything's
world.
possible.
Yeah, I want to see how
Did,
the mother world just was taken over. I want to see that.
what did you think about the bad guy, Atticus Noble? What do you think about him? Is he
Um,
sufficient as a bad guy? Like, does he put fear in people? Because I'm assuming I read a little bit about the R-rated version of this movie,
mhm,
and he is raw as hell in there. He's
yeah,
chopping both of heads off in that movie. So I would like to see that. I'm kind of interested because I think he's a good bad guy.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
menacing.
He's. You're talking about the guy in the military, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's very dapper with his military uniform, dope military uniform, right? His cane
Yeah.
is deadly.
Mhm. Yeah.
I mean, one hit
You
and
know what?
it's crazy. He's a robot, isn't he, or something like that,
No,
right?
no, he's human. Maybe he's like a hybrid or something. I don't know. He's something.
Okay,
Because he got like these things in his body where
yeah.
like it's open, so I can't figure out what's going on. And the other thing too is that like they attached him to something else, and like maybe they cloned him. I don't know what they did,
Yeah.
because he's still alive. Spoilers, at the end of the movie, he
Yeah.
died miserably. Yeah, he had a terrible death, but he's
Right.
still alive.
I don't
So I don't, because we don't know enough about this universe,
right.
what the
I don't
rules
know.
are.
I don't know if I like him, to be honest with you. You know, I mean,
Hmm.
he there's a bit of decorum to his ruthlessness, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Um, you know,
He
he
seems
comes
like,
up.
he's asking the right questions. Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what? I like that fact that he's not stupid.
Yeah.
Because usually, you got a bad guy, and the bad guys are usually dumb as hell. Like, just turn around the corner, like it's right
Right.
there, like that kind
Yeah.
of thing. He's not
And
stupid at it.
yeah, like I said, there's a bit of decorum to his ruthlessness. And
Mm,
if he's a person who's just gonna like die and come back, I'm not feeling that. I'm not feeling that at all. You know, I mean, I know it's one thing,
mm,
and I know it sounds weird because if you look at
mm.
Foundation, they may get killed and come
Yeah,
back,
yeah,
but
yeah,
because I,
yeah.
I I don't know right now, this is just the
Well,
part
we don't
one.
know anything about him though, so we don't
Yeah.
know if he's a hybrid, he's cyborg, is he, he's
Yeah.
like some kind of a
Hmm.
hybrid, something human thing with something else. Because there's weird stuff with his body, you can see it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because he had
Yeah.
that smoke thing coming out of him. There's something going on with his body.
Yeah.
He's augmented.
Yeah, I don't know if again, I don't know. I have to see part two. Right now, I'm not feeling them, to be honest
Mm.
with you. I'm just like I'm,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not. It's just like you're coming up. Excuse me. You're rolling up on planets. You're like hitting people in the head with canes. It's just like, I mean, come on. It's just like you're not. And the
I
other
want to
thing
see
is
the rest
this.
of that.
The other thing
Yeah.
is this, right? I think when you're ruthless like that, I mean, if you give
Mm.
your word is your word. If you're like, I'm not going to kill you, give me the information. And then he goes off and kills
Mm.
someone. Again, I mean, I know this is a movie,
Well, I
but
think
if
he's
you're
just playing word
ruthless,
games with them.
yeah,
Because
but
that whole time he's worried about he's talking to the other guy this entire time. He
mhm,
ignored the dude that was the boss.
right,
He was ignoring him the entire scene. He's looking at the other guy. And I think he's talking to him because he figures that he could actually get it done for me, where the other guy's lying to me this entire time.
right.
So there's more. The other part, there's more to the scene, and so it kind of irritates me. I gotta wait till April before I can see the rest of it, what really happened. There's a lot more to that scene.
What do you think about Cora? She's the lead. What do you think about her?
I like her.
Hmm.
She's interesting. She's competent. I like that. I really like the aspect of being
Right.
competent. Anytime I've
Right.
told you, man, that's my number one rule for movies.
Like,
Is the action hero competent? Yes. All right,
mhm.
we're starting off
let's
good.
let's get
This is a great
it.
start.
Let's get
So
it.
she's competent. She's good, like weapons expert. She's a
Hmm.
good fighter.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that she's reading the room and seeing what's going on here. She's not bumbling into stuff like an idiot. Like she's on top of what's happening here and
Hmm.
who's who and what's what. I like that. My favorite character is still Nemesis.
Hmm.
The what was it, Don Bayer? I forgot what her name is. That with the swords, that is awesome.
Yeah, she's
That
she's
looks
pretty
sick.
she's pretty fly.
That looks very sick.
It's weird
Yeah.
because the other weird thing about this movie is okay, so you're trying to find all of these ex-warriors, so you can like, put a
Mm,
band of like, a crew together, like, fight the mother world, right? And
yeah.
you just meet this person you don't even know, and he's like, hey, I can help you. Let's go on a ship. It's just like, and you go on a ship, it's just like,
That was an L
really?
right there.
Really, Cora as a military person, as the scar giver, whatever her name is, right? Is just like,
Hmm.
you're gonna do that? So I don't,
Hmm.
yeah, I don't, see, again, hopefully,
She fell for the okey doke right there.
yeah,
I know I just said
exactly.
she's competent, but you know
Right.
what? You need a ship, man. You gotta do things to get a ship.
Yeah, but you know what? I mean, she was the military person. I mean, she was the
Hmm.
military killer, for real. So
Yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah.
just like, if you're gonna do something like that, I mean, come on, if you're that, skilled in military tactics and everything like that, you should have a backup plan. She didn't have a backup plan, so I don't know what was up with that.
I
But,
I
you
like the
know,
double cross though, because I wasn't
mhm,
expecting. I thought this guy was a good guy the whole movie.
yeah,
So
I kind of
when he did the double cross,
I
I
knew
was
he
like,
wasn't.
oh,
I knew he wasn't
yeah,
for
yeah.
real. Because
Yeah, you could tell he survived
well, I was like,
the
okay.
accident.
I was like, well, this guy from the mother world is ruthless trying to find people, and
Hmm.
everyone else, who have their little sort of criming going on, they're gonna succumb
Yeah,
to him.
yeah.
So if he wants something, they're gonna give it to him. So I was just like, there's
That's
something up
true.
with
That's
this.
true.
Is
Because
and
he
the other
said
thing
that
is
the
this: it
mother
would have
world
been
killed his
too
planet too.
easy. What you say?
Hmm.
Say that again.
Because he said that the mother world killed his planet too,
Right,
and he's like just
exactly.
doing it. He has to.
Right.
He didn't really want to. He's got to deal with it. So
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, yeah, man. So, but you know what? I'm for it because this, like I said, man, this joint looked good. It has potential. This is new and
buckets of
fresh.
potential.
It's new and
Yes.
fresh. And if
Mhm.
someone's going to do it, there's only a few people who can do something like this and expand it into a real universe. And Zack Snyder is one of those people.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, so
Buckets of potential. That's all you put in the review. Buckets of
buckets
potential.
of potential.
That's it.
That's going to
Buckets
be
of
in the
potential.
title for real. Like, you know, buckets of potential for real.
He just
But
got hanging there. I think that the second movie is gonna be better.
part 2,
A lot
Scargiver, huh?
better.
Yeah.
Part 2 is gonna be better. And I definitely think that the extended versions are gonna fix a lot of complaints people had about the first movie.
Yeah.
But which is annoying. I had to wait till April to get it. But I definitely feel like the second movie is gonna be a lot better. And I don't think that I think Netflix, because there's a problem. The first movie's 2 hours, right? The second movie is probably gonna be 2.5 hours or whatever too. So
Mm-hmm.
that's 4-hour movie. You can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
And I know it's possible on Netflix, but like to get people to want to watch this thing, you had to split it in half and space it out. There's no way people have sat through it. It probably would have been better as a series, and then made a movie after that.
I thought
That probably would have been better.
I thought that. I was like, when I was watching it, I was like, could this be a series? And I thought that after I watched it, I was like, you know what? I don't think so. Because
Yeah.
you need all of that. I mean, he basically gave you the storyline. Like,
Yeah,
you
he
know,
hit you with
part
the story.
one
Like,
is the
boom, there you go.
storyline. Part one was the storyline.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is what happened. This is what's going on. This is why all this stuff is popping off. So that was the storyline. So now moving forward, part 2, 3, whatever, you know, I think it's going to be juicy. I think Zack Snyder is going to be able to hit it on the head. And I didn't
Yeah, I
necessarily
agree.
like this first part, but I like what
But
this
it's
is going to
setup.
be about. Yeah, I like
Yes,
what
it's the
this is going to
setup.
be about. Yeah, you know.
Mhm.
What are you going to rate Rebel Moon Part 1?
I give it a 7,
Mm-hmm.
and the 7 is based primarily on is episode 2 Scargiver, if that's great.
Yeah,
Because then it will go up. Because if the first movie is just a setup movie, and it leads right into the second movie, and the second movie is phenomenal, I would go up to 8 easily.
yeah.
But right now it's just like 7. It's a tepid 7,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm hoping I have faith that the second movie is gonna be good. The concepts are there,
Mm-hmm.
visuals are there, action's there. Like you just gotta stick the landing, make it an interesting movie.
Yeah.
Done.
Mm-hmm. You know, I'm going to give it an 8, and I'm going to tell you why. I didn't necessarily like the movie, right? But I like what it looks like. I mean, the cinematography is dope, you know, production value, the whole 9. The potential
Yeah.
alone is an 8.
$70 million movie, man.
You know,
70. That's all he spent. $70 million.
$70 million on a movie that looked like this. The potential alone is an 8 and above. So I'm all in for that. I'm just like, I want to see where this goes. You know, you gave me the backstory. It's cool. It took a bit long, but you gave me the backstory.
You filled
You
it
know,
in. All right, let's go. Let's get to it.
Yeah, you need to clean up some of the characters. And I think this universe is going to be something new, and it may just blow all this other stuff out the box. So I gave it an 8.
I agree.
Keo gave it a 7. I am looking forward to this joint. I'm all in. So we will definitely be back with part 2. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
For sure. Well, there you have it. Thanks for checking out another episode of the Behind the Groove podcast. I am Basil Barrington.
I am DJ Keo.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And until next time, peace.
All right.